broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Welcome back, Bachelor fans, to your Bachelor After Show, Episode 2, and we're going to jump right into this. It's all about the Ben Jamins tonight. We have two special guests with us returning from last week. Mr. Nicholas Viall himself. How are you doing, sir?
Becoming less special every week.
You're always special to us, and you're always welcome here in this special chair next to me. I just want you to know that, personally from me, right here in front of everyone.
Not from me.
To your right, joining us as always, for how many seasons now, Cathy?
A lot.
A lot of seasons.
Yeah.
The one and only Cathy Cupcake Kelley.
Hello.
What season did you start on?
I started on Sean. No, before Sean.
Before Sean.
It
I
was
came on
well
Sean.
before Sean.
Well before Sean. Well, next to you.
Yeah, enough about you, more about me. My name's Brooks.
No, I'm supposed to tell you.
Okay.
Your name is Brooks.
Fine, yeah.
And what's your last name?
Forrester.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add to that?
I came on season.
Were you on a
You were on.
You look
Yeah,
familiar.
But you didn't
5
make
years,
it super far, did you?
5 years ago, I think.
Was it that long ago now?
Yeah, it feels like it's 5 years ago.
Weird. And then can we
Season
pan?
1.
Let's pan the cameras over to the couch because we have a returning guest as well from last season, Savannah.
Hello.
Also-
I'm not sure where I'm supposed to look, but
The
hey.
best guest ever.
Right here.
No offense, but
I'm
she
taking.
brought us rose. What is it? Rose
Cupcakes.
apple
Cupcake
cupcake
things.
things.
Rose.
Definitely not a cupcake.
Can you
Get it
tell
right.
us- give us
It was
the
a
pastry.
It's like a
pastry.
Cinnabon roll.
You have 20
It
seconds.
wasn't a Cinnabon roll.
Savannah.
Cinnabon.
Savannah, tell us how you made them in 20 seconds.
It was a pastry.
Whoa.
Apple. Cinnamon.
So
A
loud.
delicacy.
It took you 6 seconds. I love that. All right, so
I don't know words today.
here's what I want to ask right off the top. Nick, I know you have a lot of thoughts on tonight. We all do. I want you to tell me in a brief couple sentences your overall
That'll be
thoughts
hard
on
for Nick.
tonight's episode.
Yeah, I'm
Not the whole thing.
Me on the spot.
Overall thoughts on tonight's episode.
I mean, like, it's the first episode minus, like, the intro, so
Yeah.
they're kind of, like, they lay the groundwork for, I think, you know, who the roles the girls are playing on the show, and it's kind of developing.
Yeah.
So, like, who your villain's going to be, things like that. It's
Yeah.
always, and we
Okay.
were talking about this in the show, I think it's always very interesting having a conversation with who's now a former executive producer on the show I've gotten close with, and one thing they've told me, in conversations, that almost every season they will find their villain from someone who either A, gets the first impression rose, or
Olivia.
that first one-on-one date. And it's
Kayla.
interesting because it's one of the most, like, everyone on the show, it's very coveted. Like, everyone wants that first impression rose, and everyone wants that first one-on-one date.
But you're saying they don't necessarily want it if they actually
It's a very
look at the trends.
The target on your back
Yeah.
is real, and it's a very intoxicating feeling, to get that, and Brooks got the first one-on-one date. I got the first impression was that you don't know what it would feel like. You're like, oh, whatever, it's just this little rose, and you get it, you're like, holy fuck, this is great.
Yeah.
And, like, you also know that target's on your back, and, people get very...
Well, and we saw that tonight
Eyes
with
are on
Olivia.
you.
Yeah.
Eyes are on you. So it was very interesting watching tonight, Olivia specifically. Obviously, she's clearly like your villain or one of.
I don't even think it's.
Did you ever, after having the first impression rose, question in a rose ceremony if you were going to get it? Like, were you like, okay, I've got it, and then
Yeah,
like
how long
how
does that
long
last?
did that last for
confidence?
you?
Well, I got I got the third one-on-one date in Andy's season. So, I was getting a lot of early time. So,
Yeah.
the first week of dating, I didn't have a date. I was kind of like in Lauren B's situation. I mean, and like you're there, you just got there, and you're like thinking, the only reason I thought maybe I'd be safe, it's like, well, that would just be really weird if she gave me the first impression rose, didn't see me at all, and send me home. So my confidence was solely based on the fact that
Logically,
it's like my hope is that I got sidelined because, she's like, I'm gonna spend more time. getting to know other people. There's so many people left there. Like, how many people are there?
Yeah.
Like 19?
I would say that more so than having a target on your back, getting one of the first one-on-one dates, especially the first one, you start developing feelings so quick because, I mean, usually that's the person who gets the first actual kiss in the first makeout session and the first slow dance or whatever it is.
That, like the first real one-on-one, I mean, what's really interesting is like the first couple weeks, it's amazing how much time you don't spend with the lead and how much time you do spend with everyone else.
Well, you start developing these feelings and then you start questioning it because they're starting these relationships with other people when you feel like you've already gotten a solid foundation.
Yeah, and then everyone's kind of wondering what it was like for you, and it's a very weird situation to be in, and it's interesting to see how people handle that. So it'll be interesting to see as the season progresses who's the girl who got the first one-on-one?
Kayla.
How she looked very likable.
She looked like she was already falling in love with him, and I think going back to...
Did she say something like that?
She said that in the promos.
It'll be interesting to see how what her role is going forward as the season progresses.
I would say Ashley Hebert did an interview after Brad Womack's season, and she said that part of the reason why she started pulling back her feelings was because she had the first one-on-one and she fell so hard so fast, and then she started second-guessing their connection. Because she saw it with other people.
She could easily not get a lot of time, for the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
And so it's tough that way.
I want to ask you this, Savannah. We didn't forget about you on the couch over there. Savannah, I want you to break down what you thought about tonight. We saw Olivia. Obviously she has the first rose. There's a target. Kayla has a first date. What do you think about all of this? Fill us in.
I'm not an Olivia fan.
You're not? Mm-mm. One reason why.
I just think that she's not genuine. I think that she's there to get a rose. I don't think she's very into Ben.
You think we've seen enough to know that?
What makes you think she's not into Ben?
I mean, I think she's into Ben, but I think that she's on the show to be on the show.
I get that.
She is a news reporter, so there is kind of that questioning there of if she's there to promote herself. I do think that she's into Ben, but I think that there might be that additional draw to being on the show, because why wouldn't you just...
Sure.
I mean, you guys can, I guess, attest to this, but why wouldn't you just date in real life?
Right.
I mean, I'm sure she doesn't have a problem dating in real life.
But the same holds true for just about any of those girls. Lauren B, JoJo.
No, I know.
Everyone is in the same boat there. I mean, again, I think it's more realistic to have, like we talked about last week, you have an open mind, but to go in there and be like, I'm in love with Ben, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
You don't know Ben.
Well, you can fall in love with an idea of someone, and I think that that's what a lot of these girls go in with, is they follow him on social media, they saw him in last season, so they kind of put him on a pedestal. You start idealizing this person, and then you have to, and he even said this, he's like, I was worried that girls would fall in love with the idea, and then they would leave once they got to know the real me.
Sure.
Well, let's do this.
Or as soon as Kevin Hart and Ice Cube
just ruin your day.
They were like,
Let's do this. Before we talk about the first group date, I want to say hi. First of all, hi to everyone that is on the chat roll here, chatting with us live.
Thanks for staying up so late.
Yeah, thank you guys for staying up. We had people tweeting us from the East Coast that are staying up till 2 a.m.
That's aggressive.
Yeah, very aggressive. Which we love, though. Major brownie points for you guys. And also, we just want to say, we do this show for free, and the reason we do it is because people like you guys chime in with us, you tweet us, you chat us with us, you Snapchat with us.
oh, you guys aren't getting...
Oh, awkward. But thank you so much for subscribing on iTunes and rating us 5 stars. That's how we get to continue to do things like this. So please continue to do that. We have the chat roll open, both Cathy and I, so we'll respond as we can. So that being said, let's talk about the first group date. We get the card and it says, let's learn how to love. It's Jackie, LB, Lauren H, Becca, Amber, Mandy, JoJo, Jubilee, Jennifer, and Lace. Overall thoughts, Brooks, what did you see on this group date?
God, I was not expecting you to
I mean, okay, so we saw...
Let's go to the first
class.
We saw them have to place Indiana on a
Didn't
map.
take actual notes, just drawings of penises.
Brooke is over there. I just want you guys to know, by the way...
I am offended, Brooks!
While we screen this, Brooks is constantly doing something on a notepad and no one knows what, so...
They're not notes of the actual show.
No, not at all.
It's just his...
He's passing love notes to Nick.
So
That's what's going on.
your question was, what did we see on the group date?
What did you see on the group date? Who'd you see chemistry with? Did you see anybody?
What was the first group date? It wasn't the
school.
it wasn't the
It
science.
was at the school. The volcanoes
Yeah.
explode. They had to put Indiana on a map.
funny.
It was pretty fun.
Shots-
And it was like,
Sexual innuendos within the first
Oh
3
my
minutes of the show is
gosh.
always hilarious. Like, who can make Ben's volcano explode first, and then it just shoots up in the air.
I've never been this horny in a high school, and we all know that that's not true. Like everyone's horny in high school. Nope.
That was
Okay.
that was JoJo that said that. That was a JoJo.
Well,
Left hanging. Half of those like outfits would not have flown in school with all the midriffs and stuff. And then what was
I
up with
thought
Chris
Mandy.
Harrison coming out in his like teacher glasses?
So awkward.
I thought he was kind of cute.
Yeah, you dig that?
Turns you on.
I just he looked
Is that what
adorable.
does it for you?
Listen, I'm comfortable with complimenting a man.
To your
good.
point,
Same.
I didn't see a lot on that first group date. I don't feel like we had a lot of takeaways from that, and I was like, yeah,
My
whatever.
only takeaway was that he took JoJo on top of the building.
I was gonna
and
say-
as soon as he did
Yeah.
that, I was like, oh, she's
There's a
getting the
lot
rose.
of stuff
Yes.
like with the competition. It's always so hard because
Yeah.
while you do see who's having fun with it and who's getting a little bit too competitive, you don't really get one-on-one time with anyone. And I don't really feel like he was feeling Mandy, even though she won. But he did have a really meaningful conversation with Jubilee. She talked about how she really appreciated Ben going to Honduras and she admires that, and then she got into her story about being adopted. Ben and Becca had some cute moments during
Before you move
basketball.
on to Becca, let's talk
Yeah.
about Jubilee because all these people had different moments. Ben initiated the kiss with her. No, she initiated the peck, and then Ben
He
went back
definitely
in.
responded to her like from a facial
He did.
expression, like when she told the story. There was like a
visceral.
Visceral?
I like-
visceral reaction from Ben with Jubilee.
But here's what I want to talk about, and as we go along, we talk about the different kisses. Savannah, I know we talked about this while we were screening. Like the body language was so interesting. The way he kissed Jubilee,
He did this with a lot of girls,
does
though,
this
and I
double
noticed
shoulder
he
grab.
does shoulder grab,
Then the neck.
Then
grab.
choke out.
and then chokes him out.
chokehold.
But with Jubilee, he did the double shoulder grab. Savannah, is that something that's sexy?
I think he's super into Jubilee.
You do.
Yeah,
See, I
yeah.
completely disagree. I think
Really?
he's semi, but I don't think he's super.
I don't know if he's
Yeah.
super, but I think he's definitely
I think
intrigued
he
by her.
is. Yeah. There's something about her.
At first, the shoulder grab threw me off, but he did that with a lot of girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's his thing.
That's his style. I don't know if I like that, the shoulder grab.
Yeah, I mean, like
He did-
girls, do you
The shoulders, like I'm gonna
I
shake
saw-
the shit out
Yeah,
of you.
it's like
No.
shaking shoulder syndrome?
shaking baby syndrome.
you're
Yeah.
so cute.
But there were a couple girls that he like grabbed their back and pulled them in,
Right.
or he grabbed
He did
their
that with
face.
JoJo.
he grabs
on
her
top.
like
the
face or
JoJo.
neck.
Also with JoJo, and we'll get into this later, but he kissed her forehead, and that is a huge,
tell. We've seen that on other seasons. That's a huge. Sean did that. That's a huge tell. So Brooks, I want to ask you then. So then we have this whole issue with lace. You hate when I ask you questions. I just love putting you on the spot.
I love lace.
Yeah.
I think she's-
what are our feelings on lace?
Lace is
She's-
more.
Well,
It's so good.
She's
So more.
she goes third person, which is great.
Yeah. What? No. It's great because it's terrible, right?
But she's so like she's so expressive. Like you almost like she's relatable because like she just has diarrhea of the mouth. And it's just
my
like
God.
she just projects every insecurity that she feels, and it's
I want to wait
It's
to
all
talk
over the
about
map.
that
It's so
crazy tangent she went on about being on a school bus and the dorky side of her. I want to talk about that later when we get to the cocktail party because
so
that
intense.
was
she's a wonderful mess. It's
good.
so good.
God, that was weird. I
I
could see
can't
what
wait to see her on Bachelor in Paradise.
Confronting
already
other-
calling it.
You mentioned Becca. I just don't think he has any interest in.
They
Becca
held
whatsoever.
hands while they were talking, but they didn't kiss.
Basically,
I
he was like
disagree.
playing basketball. He was like, "So what the hell are you doing here?" I just feel like it was like, "You're super sweet, and I'm gonna keep you around." But I don't think he's like has any real fire for her.
It's so hard to tell Ben's chemistry with people because he's so good at, he's very eloquent at talking, and so he makes
He compliments
everyone
everyone.
he makes everyone feel really special.
That's what I'm saying though. Like you can tell when he's trying, like
Yeah.
he wants everyone to feel good. So I feel like it's very obvious. So I disagree. Where you can tell he's trying to be nice versus he's reacting to like. I like being around you. I
But-
want around you, or like I'm gonna say sweet things to you.
Yeah.
I think there's very distinct
Because
differences.
I'm a good guy and I want
Because I
Him
want to
saying-
make you feel well, you know, feel
Yeah.
nice.
I think if he doesn't actually care about a girl, he'll just be like, "Oh, you're beautiful, like so gorgeous," or whatever. He'll
Right.
throw out one of those. But he genuinely, like he said to Becca, he's like, "I'm really bummed I didn't get to talk to you before, and I
think
really
it's a nice
wanted
thing
to
to
ask
say.
you, what are you doing here?" Like it wasn't. I thought it was.
well, and
Becca-
I think she's a product of the edit at this point because we haven't seen a lot of her, and I think
No.
they're saving her. she's one of the few people that we really haven't seen a lot of time that I think is still going to be like a top 5.
She'll be around for a while. I just don't think Ben at the end of the day is really that into her.
What you said last week was interesting because, you know, usually when we see someone come back, they're the villain of the season, and it almost feels like throughout the entire episode from the beginning to the rose ceremony, I almost forgot that she was on another season.
I said that to Nick during when
she's not loud. She doesn't have a huge personality,
right? But when she walked in the mansion the first night, all the girls were like dun dun dun. The music was very dramatic, so I thought there would be a target, and there wasn't at all. They didn't follow through.
She's a nice human being.
Savannah Brooks said
she's just. You know, it's not even nice or whatever. I think it's just more. She's just kind of quiet, and
reserved.
I also don't think
they can't get enough out of her.
I don't think, and that's part of it. I don't think Ben's that into her because she's. Listen, at the end of the day, if Ben really liked her, she'd be getting more time, and she's not getting.
She might be getting time, and we just don't see it.
Savannah, I want to ask you. Brooks said he thinks Becca makes top 5. You agree with that?
I think she's 6.
Oh, so
I think she's right around there. I don't think she's.
How dare
you? I think she's right. She'll be around for a while.
Kathy, what do you think? How far do you think Becca goes?
I do think that she's gonna make it further than Amber.
Yeah.
I see it like he's very comfortable with her, and I think that tells a lot. So I would honestly, I see her maybe making top 4.
Okay, I want to ask this question because we talked about this while we were screening. We saw Jennifer on this time when they had time to spend time with Nick. Jennifer kisses him. She's the first girl to kiss him. She comes back, and all the girls say, "Did you kiss him?" And she says, "Yes." Now, Nick, you brought up a point. You said on your season the guys never did this. This didn't happen. Correct?
Wow, I was looking at my phone.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was getting live feedback. I have
Guys-
a friend who thinks you're really cute, by the way.
Oh, Savannah.
Who doesn't think she's cute?
He's like, hook it up.
Britney Spears right now.
Anyways,
She's asleep.
No, I was asking. So Jennifer went and kissed Ben, and then she comes back to the girls and says that she kissed them. They all asked
well,
about
we
it.
talked about this last week.
No, I'm asking you. They said this never happened on your season with the guys.
The guys don't do that. Like, and it's not
Why?
even. I think the guys are like, listen, I don't want to know, so I'm not going to ask a question. And I don't think guys, and she didn't offer it.
No, they asked.
They were like,
JoJo asked,
and you saw it on Chris's season. I don't remember Juan Pablo's season, but I feel like girls were talking about
it's a blurry area in most of them.
Try to block
but they
it
were
out
like,
of
did you
memory.
like? Yeah. And then she told the truth. Like, what was she gonna to say?
She pursed her lips, and I think that's a tell. Like, if she had just come out and said, like, I'd rather not talk about it. Like, I want to keep that to myself. But
Or like how Olivia handled it. You know, she just like,
I hate you
she's
all.
like,
I'm not going to talk
I
about
don't know. And then she
Well,
just
that's the
walked
thing.
out.
So, like Olivia, we talked about
Sorry.
this
I love
earlier. Like, I don't pay much attention to like the voiceovers or the ITMs because those are just convenient.
You pay attention to what
sound
people
bites.
say in front of other people.
Like the only thing the 2 things that bugged me about Olivia is that she knew that the other girls were watching, and she was trying to get Ben to kiss her, which I think was a shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
Like that's not editing. That's her being the mean girl, and like coming back and like, where'd you go? Like she was deliberately vague because she wanted the girls to think I have something you want to know and I'm not going to tell you, and then she walked away. So she goes out of her way around the girls to kind of be to make them feel like they should be threatened by her. And it's so all that other like I'm confident.
Yeah.
Brooks,
All right,
I was going to say, if asked, Savannah, Kathy, if you were on the show and you'd kissed them, you're the first kiss, and they were like, "Hey, did you kiss her?" What would you say? Would
you
say
lie?
yes, or would you be like, "I don't want to talk about it"? What would you do?
Yeah, I mean,
I'd
what
have
do
to
you,
get like a feel for the girls, but I think I would tell the truth.
Yeah, I think
You have
if you're
to.
if you get asked.
If you get asked.
If you volunteer, is a whole different
if
thing.
If you try and like shy your way around it, you just come across like you're.
It depends on who's asking too. Like
Right.
if it's someone that's very close to you, then that's a different story versus someone who you feel like is manipulative and maybe trying to do it for the wrong reasons.
But again, that's the thing. There's a it's the pattern. Like the girls on the show seem to do that. So I don't want to put any one girl on the spot who asked. It just seems like I don't get it. But I was actually I don't know if that's a girl thing to do. But there was like, did you make out with them? And they're like, yeah. And they're like, oh well, I guess
It is a girl thing.
Well,
to do like you talk to your girlfriends like
it's
just such a girly
like,
thing.
The guys do that. Like my guy friends, you go on a date.
Yeah.
Guys do that. Hey,
Sure,
did you,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, they might be a little more raunchy about it, but like.
Yeah, you have a whole debrief about it.
I mean, that's what we do with girls.
Like in high school.
yeah.
Bro, girl, you kiss him.
Bro, girl?
You kiss him up.
You get that?
Kathy, did you say bro, girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just want to clarify.
Yeah, we call each other bro girl.
Did you kiss him up?
You kiss him. You kiss that. You kiss that bro, girl up.
Yo, you kiss him up?
I'm just waiting for the one girl to be like, did you hit that shit?
Oh my god. Who's gonna say that? Olivia?
Yeah.
JoJo? All right,
It's
let's move on to the one-on-one date. Kayla, was this a surprise initial? Brooks, was this a surprise first one-on-one date?
I think it was. I think Kayla, she came on a little strong. We kind of talked about
In the
this.
first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like
She was very likable today.
most people were like,
Yeah.
when she go ahead, Savannah, say that. When she jumped into his arms,
When
everyone was
she
like, don't
jumped.
like her.
I was fine with the jump. I thought it was a little bit awkward. My problem last time was the story about how she saw the Notebook and then fell in love with this
That was
guy
so awkward.
because of a story of that they saw each other on a plane and then fate happened that they met each other 2 weeks. But her even telling that story tonight was a little bit cringeworthy
She's
for
a
me.
big investor in
because,
fate.
Yeah,
It seemed
Ben
like
felt
almost a
uncomfortable.
lie.
Yeah, I was
Like she had a better story for Ben than the cameras.
He was
it's kind of a
just-
bit Joe Bailey.
He was just like asking her, he's like, I'm worried to put my heart on the line because I'm worried that this person won't love me back. And she's like, oh yeah, I dumped this guy because I saw you on TV. So like at the drop of a hat, she's like,
But she might be the perfect person for Ben because they're both. She is the like ideal romantic in this scenario. Then
I will say she's gorgeous and
You know what I
She
mean?
looked very cute today.
She
More
did.
than like
The
rest of
last
it?
week.
Yeah.
It was like,
She
but
looked
she looked
really
very
cute.
likable.
Adorable.
the
yeah.
rest
Yeah.
of it too, like she had this like Catherine meets Tenley vibe. Like
Well, she had a
very
little more
sincere
confidence.
and
She kind of
endearing.
looked
Yeah.
like Catherine a little
Yeah.
bit.
She got a little Catherine vibe to her, but with light eyes.
Yeah, but you're right. She told two different. She told one like Joe Bailey in Paradise. Like Joe is weirdly telling the truth to America and then like lying to everyone else.
It was
It's like,
opposite
well,
of what
yeah.
you would think.
And so she was like, again, it's far.
I don't
far
get
less,
any insincere vibes from her. I just like it's
No,
so
but just the
easy to
story
get
she
caught
told
up in
last week about like
stories, yeah.
basically just dumped this guy. She's like, well, you know, just
She's
work
young
out.
too. I think she's only
Well, they're all young, but she's
23.
So it was
They all
Everybody's
are-
so young.
a little interesting, by
Well,
the way.
he's only 26.
It started off so weird, their date, because they have this ride along. I feel like we didn't get to see.
That was a super fun
That was
date.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's
What's your favorite color?
Yeah, blue. That's mine too. Like with them chiming in, I thought that was kind
Yeah,
of.
did she say
Were you
that?
setting me up for a joke there?
No, that was it.
Oh, Kevin. We're talking about
Kevin
Kevin
Hart,
Ashley.
yeah.
I mean, that was a pretty cool date for her
Yeah.
to be on.
And then the hot tub.
Yeah,
Awkward.
it was fun. Like
Yeah.
I always appreciated the dates, and I felt lucky on the two, like the grant minus Kevin Hart and Ice Cube being there, but things that are
Yeah.
like day to day activities, like to be honest, as cool as helicopter rides seem, you don't like they're kind of awkward. You're like you're
can't
traveling.
talk.
There's you can't
Super
talk.
loud. Yeah.
You know, you're in a tight space. Like you're just not a lot of getting to know you time.
They
They
seem
talked
like they
so
had
much they didn't even eat their food at that little.
They had a
right?
really long date too, because
Yeah.
if you have to film with the celebrities, they're gonna be there for a couple hours, and then you also have the dinner and then the concert.
Yeah.
So you get a ton of
I feel
stuff.
like that's an advantage too of a first date because you haven't yet traveled. Two parts. The crew is still like, we haven't traveled. We're just getting on the show. My date went until like 4 a.m.
so they're not
and
tired yet. They don't want to wrap
Yeah, and
early.
it started at like 2 p.m. So I mean, I think that's an advantage of having that first date. Is
Yeah.
you do have a lot more time, and you're in LA, so it's just home turf. So it's easier.
Some
to get
dates
around.
will start at like 2 p.m. Some dates will start at 4 or 5. I mean, there's not like everyone gets 10 hours. Sometimes you get 6.
My only thing is, I
Yeah.
kind of wish that we would have seen more. Like last season when Amy Schumer got to do the stand-up comedy date and she stayed.
which is a great date.
I would have loved to see way. Yeah, it was a fantastic
Fantastic.
date. I would have loved to see way more of Kevin and Ice Cube because I thought they were
I know.
funny
Yeah,
right
but
off the
it's all-
bat.
It's all about love.
It's all about love on here. So
Wait,
Savannah,
do you
what?
think that they played? I felt like Ice Cube had to be bad cop and Kevin Hart
Yeah,
was like good
I
cop.
got that.
I was like, did they plan this or is this just like
Yeah.
them rolling? That's how they roll.
I thought it was the opposite of Ice Cube was trying to give them their time, and Kevin Hart just kept on jumping.
Yeah,
in.
I
Ice
Kathy
Cube was
Well,
playing the
like, this is my
straight
date
guy,
too,
and
yeah.
Kevin was playing
Yeah,
the crazy,
exactly.
like the color
yeah.
commentator.
They had great chemistry.
So Savannah, Kayla, do you see her making it? How far?
Yeah, I think she makes top 4.
Top 4.
Yeah.
Can
That's
we
that's
talk
a big
about
prediction.
the baby making music that was on this episode though? Of like, what's the name of the artist that they had? The special
Amos
performance.
Amos Lee.
Amos Lee, that was great.
Oh my gosh. When
Sweet
he
Pea?
started singing to her, I was dead.
Yeah.
We looked at each other.
Is that like your ideal? Like you'd live to like
I
just
never
you
would
and a
want
guy?
that. I would never want that. And
No.
then when he did it, I was like,
I want that.
my
But you would,
ovaries. Like, what is going
you
on?
would never want that personally, but you like it.
No,
when
of course I do. I was just saying that because she goes, no, of course I would. Because he was
Well, I
he
mean,
was
if
joking.
it's-
He obviously
yeah.
is not a singer, and the way he was just like, it was so cute. He was just
Yeah.
like totally
Actually,
lost in the
Ben can
moment.
sing a
If
little
I
bit.
sing to someone,
Really?
like,
And I remember he was. I don't know if he's like a.
Yeah.
Can he sing to you?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Wow.
I was gonna
how
say, see,
romantic.
you're a singer. Like, you are good at that. You have great vocal cords.
Yeah, you're ridiculous.
Most people are not. So, like, if I sing around someone, I really feel like you are never gonna leave me.
But he
because
wasn't really singing. He was just kind of whispering.
It was like
you know?
soft,
it
but
was
again, it goes
so
back to like
cute.
it
You
goes
gotta be
back to like
comfortable.
little
So
things can
cute.
be either very unwanted or very
Yeah.
wanted. All comes on.
But
down
you
to
could tell,
delivery.
basically, at the end of the day, like you could tell he was super comfortable.
By the way,
like,
since
the
we're
fact
talking
that he
about
was
this,
doing that.
what was the last cover you put out? The last song. I feel like I just watched a link of you recently, in the last couple of weeks.
Adele.
The Adele
Yeah.
one. Good God. That was so incredible.
Can I get a little?
if you guys
Nick
haven't
Nick
checked
wants a
her
preview.
out
Savannah.
before,
Nick said prove it. He wants
Can
a
you
little
say
preview.
hello?
I didn't warm up today.
Yeah, it
It's
doesn't matter.
like-
Give us something.
No.
Right now on the
No.
couch. You're on the
Here
hot
for a
couch.
reason.
don't
Give us
pressure
a-
her.
Can we get a little something?
No.
Kyle, my
What's
friend
your
Kyle
YouTube
really wants to
channel,
hear it.
Savannah? Plug that.
Yeah.
YouTube.com/Savannah.
Yeah, go watch this
7448.
Adele cover. It was honestly.
After
I
our
was
show.
waiting for the
Yeah.
Ross Geller.
After the
She's
show,
like, no. Okay,
please
fine.
continue watching. Do you have popcorn? Anyways.
I love popcorn and rose pastries.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, so anything else about Kayla? Do we think she makes it far?
I do really like her. If she stays in the moment and like takes it for what it is, goes slow with it.
Yeah.
I think they have a real shot at having a connection.
I just want you to know, Savannah, people in the chat roll are asking for you to sing. I just want to put that out there. So if you change your mind at any point in the rest of the episode, you just start singing, and we
Be
will
like
cut the cameras right to you. All right?
Cool.
All right, offers on the table. Or on the couch, I guess, in this case. All right, let's talk about the second group date. The date card
super
said,
cool.
"Are we a perfect match?" We have Emily,
Shoshana.
Shoshana,
Apparently speaks English. That's
Sam,
great.
Shoshana.
Olivia, Haley, and Amanda. And before we do the group date, very interesting, they show Amanda and her kids, and they do this whole little highlight package on it.
FaceTime.
FaceTime.
Yeah, I thought that was very telling. Which she's going to be.
What
around
is that
for a
telling
super
of?
long time. Well, I mean,
Her kids don't know how to FaceTime because they're
very
like,
you know,
way
they're-
too close
they
to the
don't let
camera.
you call home very often, but once in a while, especially early on,
If they have
they'll-
kids.
they'll let you reach out.
They
Even
did that
then.
with Emily as well, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like they don't
Packages.
have to show that.
I
Right?
thought
and the
they-
fact that they aired that is very telling in terms of it's going to be part of the story. They want you to like her,
Yeah.
and she's going to be around for a while. They're not going to take the time to use that if she's going home anytime
They
soon.
gave her a lot of time to talk to the kids, even when she had made the hair barrettes and like said thank you.
Yeah.
and
It was a
came
big
out.
part
Yeah.
of the the showing of the kids, her revealing it to Ben,
'Cause
then
she's
Ben
the only
playing
mom
the game
this
with her.
season.
Yeah.
But there's been other moms where they don't make it a
well,
a big
they don't make
part.
it a thing, but the producers have said that if people have kids, they'll let them call the kids every day.
Yeah.
That they showed it.
It's
I'm
a
saying
hu-
it's
it's a-
very
a
telling
huge
that
deal.
they show the FaceTime. You know, they showed Juan Palito and his kids, but he was the lead. Like there's like 19 people there, and they showed a very
Yeah.
like cute and adorable moment with her, which I just think is very, it's
us
very
like her.
telling.
Yeah. So let's talk about this date. They walk into the Dr. Love lab. This was. I want to go on this day. I tweeted this.
I thought that was one of the coolest group
So
days I've
cool.
seen.
Yeah, this is one of the coolest I've seen it because it's actually there's real.
Slightly cruel at the end, but it was
Science
also
behind
really
it.
interesting.
So Savannah, out of the girls on this date, who do you think he had the most chemistry with overall?
Well, she can't
The
smell them.
hots for.
The hots for
I mean, like
overall,
Olivia.
7.4.
but not just based on the science. Is that who you
7.4.
saw the most chemistry with too?
Who else was on that date?
We had Emily, Shoshana, Sam, Haley, and Amanda.
Yeah.
We had the
Well,
twins.
Sam, not for sure. She was a little too sour. I like her. I'm sad that
Sam?
she's yeah.
Yeah.
I thought she was really sweet. Yeah, I mean, Olivia, I guess.
It
it's
seems like
definitely-
Olivia.
I thought it was
for
weird that he
sure.
was smelling them after they ran, like smelling their lower
No, it's
back
because
butt area.
pheromone-
You get the pheromones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what about like who washed the clothes? Let's talk
No, no,
about
no,
are the
it's-
variables? Like was there?
It's different because like your pheromones aren't like what kind of perfume you put on that morning. It's your natural scent.
Sure,
That's
but what
what
I'm saying
people
is
are
like,
drawn
did
to.
they tell them don't put on perfume this morning? Because like he said, somebody smelled flowery.
No, but I think that's maybe why they Had them smell them there because
nobody sprays perfume there.
And they also had them put on different clothes because your clothes might, after an hour or two or whatever.
Yes, white shorts were not a problem at all. I'm just saying they were great.
Creepy comment for the night.
Well, I'm just saying they were phenomenal. If they're gonna give an outfit to run in,
I'm gonna let you fall on the grenade there.
Thanks a lot, guys. Okay, so we did everyone smelled the smells. Then we did creating chemicals, and if they're a long-term match, Sam gets a score of 2.42 out of 10.
That was so mean.
Olivia got a 7.45.
I can't believe they even announced that.
Right?
And
I wish they wouldn't have.
It was a bit.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Making them watch the girls while they were like that
sexist?
close to each other, like, oh, now lay down on the bed, now touch your noses together but don't kiss, like all of these things, like that has to be mortifying to watch.
Yeah.
And then you get to see the reactions of like Ben's body heat going up.
I love
or
that
whatever.
they let the girls watch.
Well, no, it's a great
Yeah,
producer thing.
was
It's just
great.
All the
awkward.
girls acted like they weren't into it. I would have been like, oh yeah.
And that was the only. That was the
creeped
only
them
get
out.
that
Yeah,
old
what?
shitty
Yeah,
thing
what
I
was
thought
that?
Olivia did.
Olivia's smart too because like she gets him a little bit riled up by saying something, even though she knew.
She
I
didn't
thought it
have
was
to say, but like she could have just looked at him and not said anything. But she was active. She wanted Ben to kiss her,
Yeah.
and she knew the girls were watching. Which all like you see Olivia standing there waiting to talk to Ben. Grab Ben all you want. I don't give a shit how many roses you have. That's fine with me. But she wanted the girls
Wait.
to see
Question.
him
Up
kiss.
to this point, has Olivia kissed Ben already?
she had.
Right? She had not.
No.
So, being that close, no matter what situation you're in, don't you think she's like, this might be my...
It's her intention, and she wanted the girls to
She
see
knew.
it. She knew.
I will say this. I think, because she hasn't kissed him yet, whether she was in front of the girls, behind the girls, in front of Chris, in front of anyone, or behind no cameras, I think she would have done the same thing. That's my only thing.
Have you seen this behavior before?
She's that close to his mouth, and she's not gonna want to kiss him. I agree with
just
her.
saw
But the
someone
other
who-
girls could have had that same thing. Why
Maybe they
was
just
it
didn't
just
show
her
it.
specifically?
I mean, they didn't show anybody else with him.
I thought his reaction was very good of him saying immediately, I'm not going to do
Everyone
that
else is
because
watching.
other people are watching.
I know.
That was cool.
was
But
great.
I'm just to be the devil's advocate. If I'm that close and I have not kissed the girl and I know like I want to, I don't care what situation I'm probably gonna try.
It made him think about it because
Yeah.
the second they got alone time, he's like,
He
can we do the
referenced
nose
it.
thing again?
Yes.
Listen, all
That
she
was so
did, and
cute.
she screwed up too because like in terms of creating chemistry, like the idea of like getting someone to like visualize it
Yeah.
and think about it is very stimulating. And
Yeah.
she had him there, and if she just shut her mouth and just like we'll do this later, she didn't have to be like super
Right.
bitchy about it.
I just want to say, so Steven Adams on the chat roll says humans don't even have the biology to sense pheromones. Joseph Boza hated this date. He said it was the stupidest date ever. What a load of BS. My BS meter went
I
off.
disagree with Joseph.
I
think he's-
disagree too.
BS meter
Yeah,
went
Joseph,
off.
this was my favorite. Joseph usually is
science.
very
I thought it was
supportive.
so
This was my favorite date. In
I'm gonna
Look
go,
it
I'm
up,
gonna,
it's
I'm gonna go out
online.
on, I'm gonna go out on that limb with you, Joseph. I agree with you.
Why? Why
love
did you?
this date.
Why?
I mean,
what'd you BS
I mean,
meter?
it was a decent date because it was interesting.
Yeah.
But like we know that Olivia, like the 75%, like
We knew
it's just
that
no. I'm
Olivia-
just saying it's like it's a fun date, and we know that
I
we
thought
have
it was interesting and
pheromones.
different, you know.
Pheromone.
We all know that we have
We see-
pheromones. So
no.
Joseph, I'll go out there with you, buddy, but you better stay.
I-
You
Well,
better go. the
I agree with Nick
distance.
though. We see the
Hashtag
same
Joseph and
dates.
Brooks.
I love that
Bachelor
you're
in
looking
Paradise.
at him.
We see the
too.
same dates every single
Right.
season,
This was fun.
and this was the first time that this date has occurred. So it was
Well,
very
you never-
interesting.
It was way more
Okay,
entertaining than
interesting.
girls
That
on a
wasn't the
tractor, like
question.
driving, like
Yeah.
you know, like put girls in a bikini and make them race a tractor. That was stupid.
No,
Like-
yes, get more of that.
Okay, so then we get to the cocktail part of the night, and he talks to Olivia first. You said this, Cathy. He uses It's Science to get a kiss. Next up is Sam. He tries to redeem his smell choice with Sam. I still thought they had a little chemistry, but
I'm not really attracted to passion fruits either, so that wasn't
I love
much of
passion
a.
fruits.
No, it's more like passion fruit. Yeah, wow. 8th grade.
What's something sour that I could make this sound better?
I don't know. Sweet and sour chicken. Who said that earlier? By the way, someone's like it's good in Chinese food.
There's a reason
It was
why
the
I shouldn't
doctor,
know.
I thought.
Was it the Dr.
Yeah, he's
Love?
like good in Chinese food. Insinuating bad in love.
Also, who was the girl that was concerned because she ate a lot of cabbage?
Oh, that was Shoshana.
I
Yeah.
haven't eaten cabbage and
That's amazing. In like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah. What? Who says that? That
It's
was
like I haven't had cabbage in 2 years.
Okay, I don't know why
Well,
I
she's
remember
Russian.
this.
Maybe do they eat a lot of cabbage?
maybe.
Actually,
The
That was Polish people.
Kardashians, Ashley, I would probably know this, but the Kardashians did an episode where they said that if you eat a lot of pineapple, you smell better.
Oh yeah,
Really?
I saw
supposed to
that.
taste
Yeah,
like
it's
pineapple
supposed to
too.
taste
Well, no,
better.
the girls say that.
But also, if
Yeah,
the guys do,
they don't
guys
have
as well.
sperm. Oh.
Yeah,
I remember I watched that
This is
episode.
awkward.
That's really funny.
You watched the Kardashians?
And then I want to say this. I want to ask you guys a question. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he does.
Back then. Well, I did.
I eat a shit ton of pineapple.
Do you? Ladies.
Is that your pickup line?
So
Yo, what
Some
up?
pineapple, huh? Love
Yo, what
it.
up, girl?
I want to ask you guys this. Ben said something to Amanda at this cocktail party. He said, now, once she said she has kids, he goes, you make so much more sense now. Brooks, what did he mean by that?
God, Danny, again.
What? What do you mean?
He gives me the hardest questions.
yeah, I don't.
I don't know because we
Why
didn't
does
see
that
it.
make her make more sense?
Maybe he felt like she was a little reserved and she was
Maternal.
Holding back.
Yeah, holding back.
I mean,
And so
that's a
he's like,
huge part
okay,
of
I
her
get
life.
it.
Why
I
does
get
that
it.
make
You're-
more sense though? I don't
Yeah,
know.
Cathy,
Well-
why does that mean she makes more sense now?
It's because it's a huge part of her life, and she was probably very shy the first couple times he met her, and maybe she said something that alluded to, why she can't move or something like that, and he didn't understand it. It might have come off as very standoffish, but when he learned that she has 2 children, that it clicked.
Does it make Savannah? Does it instantly make? Like, do you think that just takes a huge weight off her shoulders? So now he understands why she was maybe reserved.
Yeah,
like she
I mean,
had
I
something
can't
to tell
imagine
him?
having 2 kids and like holding that in. So I think now that she told him,
She
everything's
feels like
good
she has
now.
a place.
Yeah.
She's
Although
very
she was
emotional.
very upset
She
that
is.
she didn't get that
The
impression.
rose. She should have gotten it, or
Date
he shouldn't
rose.
have
Date
let
rose,
it up
yes.
like that. But also, with Ben, he was so welcoming of having
I
her
know.
having kids. He said
was
everything.
just,
What
like,
else is
staring
he
in her
gonna do?
eyes.
What else is he gonna
Like,
do?
oh,
There's
Dad,
no
wait.
Kids don't
Oh.
bother me.
2
kids.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he handled it super well.
He handled it well, but yeah, I don't know how. Like, I'm not saying it was disingenuous, but yeah, what is he supposed
Well,
to
then
say?
I want to ask you guys this.
He
So Nick,
was amazing.
Nick, I want to ask you this. So then at
the
the
best
end,
ever.
Olivia gets the rose. Ben does his whole thing. He gives Olivia the group date rose.
Yeah.
And instead of showing Olivia rejoice, the cameras show a lot more time of Amanda being hurt. What does that mean?
I mean, I feel like she's kind of the Carly Waddell of this season, where like throughout this season, I think you're gonna see a lot of Carly not feeling good enough.
Amanda?
Amanda,
Yeah.
sorry.
I thought you
Wait, I thought you
equated
said
Sam.
Maybe
Not
her-
You said
Amanda's the
Sam and
mother.
Carly.
Amanda's the mother.
Yeah,
You feel like she's Carly?
maybe a little. Yeah, where, Carly last season was like she just never felt like good enough, and it was always expressing these insecurities. And Amanda's like so far doing a lot of that. She's very cute. But like, I'm not sure. Like, anytime a girl feels confident getting this attention, they go
know if
to
that's-
Amanda's like, I feel inadequate.
He
I don't know
made
if
her
that's more of
feel
an
confident
insecurity,
again.
or if it's more of like a, hey, he went out of his way to make her feel special and give her a boost of confidence. He even
But
addressed
before
it in front of the girls,
but
and then he
before
gives
that,
the
when-
rose to Olivia.
When they gave it to but then they go to Amanda like not feeling.
Well, she was just like, I don't think it was an insecurity. I think she was just like, that was
I
confusing.
don't know if it was
And I think
actual
she's-
insecurity, but they're showing that she expressing that.
I would have personally loved to see him give the rose to Amanda, and then Olivia kind of jolt back.
Yeah, but no, but Olivia's getting it because that target on that back
know.
is getting
Bigger.
Wait, so do you think he wanted to give it to Olivia, or are you saying the
No, I mean,
person?
clearly likes Olivia. He
Yeah.
has a connection with her, and
Okay.
she was going to get that rose.
Ooh, people in the chat room are predicting an Olivia mental breakdown coming soon. So let's fast forward now to the cocktail party. We see a lot of things happen here. We see Leah grab him first. Olivia steals him. A lot of things happen in these conversations.
Lace
Savannah
has a great conversation.
Yeah, before we get
That
to Lace.
was one of the best Bachelor moments.
Which one are you talking about?
Lace is
Lace.
great.
Lace-
The
Calling
one where
out
Lace
Olivia.
starts. No, when she starts talking into the camera.
Oh, that, yeah.
I can't even remember
was
what
tragic,
she said.
you know? Like,
it was just. It felt like it was going on for an hour.
That was
I
a
wanted
producer
more.
thing for sure, of them
Yeah.
saying, I feel like Ben doesn't know enough about you. Are you worried that he's not going to give you a rose tonight because he knows nothing about you?
You should
So
be
she
a
just-
producer. You think along
You
those lines
should.
so
Yeah,
well.
I think again, people are too quick to say, certainly when you do these ITMs, the in
Yeah.
the moment interviews, there's always a producer asking questions, right? But like,
Yeah.
not everyone is doing what Lace is doing, right? She's very open to expressing everything
Well, it's because
that
she was a
she's
to
dork
doing.
Ben,
when she was
There's
a
no
kid.
filter here.
She was a
Yeah.
dork. She had the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why
Her
she's
bangs.
doing
it's
it.
just going,
So then let's talk about this. So 2 of the girls that he spends time with, Brooks, he spends time with Lauren B, and he gives her a picture of their first moment together, sitting right in that spot.
That was
And he
so
also does the barrettes with the roses for Amanda's
With Amanda.
kids.
And you gave another girl like a blue ribbon.
Yeah, and then he gave, who was the girl he
Yeah,
gave a blue
I don't know
ribbon
what
to?
the ribbon said.
I don't know what it said either.
It was to Pony.
I thought that was a little cheesy.
One.
The picture.
It was from the science fair.
The picture was a very.
The picture was very
So
sweet and
sweet.
thoughtful. The ribbon was a little bit.
But
Well,
the breasts for
definitely-
kids, I didn't know where he was going to go. And you could see in Amanda's face when he first started talking, he was like,
she was like, I hope it's good.
yeah, it almost didn't seem like it was going to be, but then it was the best thing he could have done, which is making her feel secure, to your point, about her biggest
Okay.
And
insecurity.
again, we talk about Ben's toes. You see the picture with Lauren, and more than that, I felt like I saw him. He really was trying, like, listen, I like you.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to make you feel special. I don't know how.
Like,
Yeah.
he really, like, he cares what she thinks. And again, it's very different between saying something you're nice and you're pretty. Like,
Right.
no, you need to understand. I like you. Wink, wink, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So if you had to rank a hierarchy right now between Lauren B, Amanda, and Olivia, how does it go? Between those three?
Those three?
Yeah.
Put JoJo in
Put
the
JoJo,
mix.
yeah.
No,
I mean,
I
I-
just want to know those three for Nick.
I
Find
mean,
JoJo
like,
too.
he clearly has this like attraction. I keep comparing last season. I think Olivia's your Brit.
Yeah.
You know, she has very confident. She has that sex appeal, and she's playing that sex appeal, and it's working to her in some ways to her advantage. He's just very like
He's
I don't-
intentional with Lauren
With
B.
Lauren, he's just like, I want you to like me. And with like Olivia's so aggressive, it's hard to tell. He has a connection with her. It's hard to see
She's already
the
given him the
effort Ben's
validation.
putting into it because she's so
Yeah. She's
Like-
already given him the validation.
well. Not even that, but so it's it's hard to.
Interesting.
There's something there with Lauren,
So,
but JoJo for sure too because I think they're not showing a lot of JoJo yet, but when they do,
Yeah.
like he's
Yeah.
into her.
Was it the pot calling the kettle black when Lace called out Olivia for
my
going
God, that
a
was-
second time
Yeah,
to
what
get
was
time
that?
with Ben?
What is that phrase?
pot.
Calling the
You never heard that?
Pot calling a kettle black.
I've never heard
It's
that.
because
in
both
my
of them
life.
They're
are
both
black.
black.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like you're calling someone out for doing exactly what
It's-
you're doing.
yeah.
It's like the opposite would be like calling, well, not opposite, like further would be like calling a spade a spade. You say
Yeah,
what
okay,
it
yeah,
is.
that's-
In Lace's mind, she's like, it was all about the rose, and Lace is like, I got no time. So it had nothing to do in Lace's mind how many times she's gonna interrupt.
And then Olivia
It was
just
amazing.
saying, "Good luck."
Oh no! Yes, no. Like Olivia could not have been more condescending in that moment.
Oh my
it
gosh,
was like,
yeah.
I know it sucks. I'm a winner.
Yeah.
You're a loser. It
Yeah.
was it was kind of great.
Yeah.
Heard about your high school experience. I was high school queen. I don't want to talk
Yeah.
about it.
Wow, it does
I
suck
was
to be you.
popular.
Yeah. Wow, what's that
But,
like?
yeah. Ugh.
So Savannah, are you surprised that Lace got a rose?
No.
No.
You
She'll
think that's
be
a
gone
producer
next
pick?
week.
So
so
one more
good.
week.
Oh, you were all. Oh hell no! You were like.
Yeah, I don't want her to be on there. Of course
You
not.
don't?
Yeah.
You want her to leave? She's so fun to watch.
I would have
She's
rather
fun,
Mandy
but like
stayed
her
than
and Ben are
Lace.
not good together.
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay, so
But
let's.
she's great too.
Do you
is
think
not
if they
all-
went on a date, do you think it would be like the most watched episode?
It would be such amazing entertainment.
For
She
a
would just be
one-on-one
talking
date?
about her.
one-on-one.
You know
would
what she
pull
would
out
be
her yearbook
fantastic with?
pictures.
Is a 2-on-1. Dear God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Picture like
Olivia,
Ashley I
Lace.
from
Yes.
last season.
Unfortunately, I don't think she'll
Breaking
last that long.
Oh my God, her and Olivia on a 2-on-1 would be.
It would be.
I
Or
can't
the
wait to
twins
see
on a
her on
two-on-one.
Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah,
she'll
so
for sure.
She's
this is
definitely a shoe-in.
She's a
invite.
lock for
Yeah.
Bachelor in Paradise.
this is something that someone tweeted me, and I forget who it was, but they said that
Was it the guy who likes pants?
No, a brilliant producer thing that they didn't do last episode is they should have had the twins come out in separate limos and see if Ben noticed.
Oh my God,
I
that
thought that,
would be
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, that would have been kind of cool.
I would love that. They
Do
should
you
play
think
a
they're
trick
gonna
on
leave
him.
at the same time?
No.
No, I think
Yeah?
they leave
You
opposite
think one
weeks.
of them is
One of them is
Absolutely
more
not.
playful and one of them is more ditzy to me. So far, I don't know which
They
one.
both
though.
called themselves
Those-
stupid. That was hilarious.
And their
Yeah.
job occupation is twins.
Professional
really
twins.
is.
I
I'm
didn't
like,
even notice that.
if you're like, then I want to be.
It's better
you
than the
know,
one who's unemployed.
Human.
Yes, or like the chicken enthusiast. Like I want to be a
That's
bacon
so
enthusiast.
good.
Speaking
Yeah,
of-
same.
Bacon enthusiast.
Who is the one that we think looks and kind of sounds like Lucy?
Oh yeah, what's her name?
Who's Lucy?
Lucy Aragon.
She was
oh
Free Spirit?
yes, Free
Spirit.
Spirit.
I
Yeah.
love Lucy so much.
She had the.
She's one of
alt-
my favorite Snapchat follows, by the way.
Oh, she's great.
She's fantastic. Okay, let's do this rose ceremony because we got to start wrapping up here. So 3 girls already have roses: Olivia, Kayla, and JoJo. And then we get to the rose ceremony. Nick, does it tell us a lot that Amanda gets the first rose, or at least that they show Amanda getting the first
I mean,
rose?
yeah.
What does that say?
I mean, I think you're seeing a story built around Amanda.
Okay.
I mean, she'll be around.
Second rose, Jubilee.
They have
I like
something.
Jubilee. Yeah.
He kissed her. There were, 5 girls he kissed so far? And she's one of them.
I like
So-
Jubilee.
You see her in every preview too.
Third rose goes to Lauren B. No surprise. And then it kind of gets muddled. It's Leah, who, by the way, said she's going to come on our show when she comes to LA. Thanks so much, Leah. Next rose is Becca, which, again, like you said, we didn't see a lot from her tonight. It's going to be very interesting.
I mean, she could be one of those people that they're
Sleeper?
saving for later in the episode. Can we also say, I forgot to mention this, but Jubilee's line about how she's not going to murder someone, but what was it?
Casually make them disappear.
Oh my gosh, that's like a Jack Bauer line from 24.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna murder him.
definitely
I want to know
Casually,
how many
yeah.
confirmed kills she has.
That might be like Frank Underwood on
What?
House of Cards. That's a great line.
No, she's got some like charisma.
Yeah.
Next rose goes to Rachel, and then Lace. I was kind of surprised. Nick, you said this. We all thought the last rose would maybe go to Lace, so she'd be
Yeah, but
towards the
didn't
end.
she got it last time though? You gotta mix it
Yeah,
up.
that's true. They put her right in the middle.
And I kind of like the shock value. They show the looks on the girls' faces were like,
Yeah. Next rose goes to LB. Before she gets the rose, she pulls Ben aside and leaves.
good for her.
I didn't see that coming. Did you guys? Did you see
No.
it tell?
No.
You don't see a lot of girls
Until
going
she...
out on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
I think
respect
good
it.
for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But it was obvious that Ben didn't really like her either because he's like, all right,
Yeah.
we'll see you
we
later.
didn't stop.
Cathy brought up a good point. We'll talk about it in a second, but I want to talk about who we think got the rose in place of LB, like who stayed because she left. So let's finish out the roses, and then I want to talk about that, Cathy. Next rose was to Jennifer, and then Emily was the first twin to get a rose. I don't know if you guys noticed that. And then Jamie, Lauren H, Shoshana, Haley, the second twin, gets the second to last rose. The last rose goes to Amber, over Sam and Mandy and the other girl. I can't remember her name.
Well, that's probably why.
Are you surprised that Amber got the last rose? And do you think that was the replacement?
I was going to say, I think she might be the person that got a rose in place of LB.
When there's that many people, they don't have like this set, like, all right, Ben, you have to get rid of 4, you know?
Yeah.
I think it definitely varies, and it doesn't mean like they necessarily gave out an extra rose.
He said, though,
Did he?
yeah, he said that because LB left tonight, I'm able to give this rose to someone else to explore if there's chemistry there.
Yeah, I mean, Allison here, all the way from Australia, is telling us she thinks that that Amber got the extra rose. People are agreeing with that. I'm not
Calling
sure.
it a pity rose.
Me-
I mean, she got
Misha.
the last rose, so I mean, it's like
Yeah, Misha called it the pity rose. Very interesting. Okay, so now that we know that, we saw a little preview for next week, and we see some drama with Jubilee. Do you think it actually goes down next week? Do we see Savannah? Do we see Jubilee go?
She was crying.
And who was putting their hands on her, like consoling
Brooks
her?
thinks it's Becca.
I don't think it's Becca.
No, because she has shorter hair.
I think it's JoJo.
I thought it was like Olivia or something.
See,
with like really
I don't
based
think
on the
it was
hair, I
the
thought it was
helping
Sam, but
anyone.
Sam's gone.
JoJo has short hair.
JoJo has short hair. It's like just past her
No.
shoulder.
Yeah, but
isn't
the
it?
hair was
hair's
too light.
long.
I think her hair's.
Her hair was like two-tone hair. Like it changed colors in the middle, which looks like Sam's, but Sam's gone.
Becca.
I didn't.
Maybe
watch
Sam
that
came
part.
There's
back.
I forget her name. Yeah,
Rachel.
no.
It's not. Who else could it be?
Maybe it's Olivia. Maybe they're like fighting or something.
But if they were fighting, you think
Yeah.
Julie's gonna let some girl put her hands on on her
True,
shoulder? She
true.
was like not happy when stuff went down. She walked up
Well,
and
it
said,
looks
"Leave
like
me."
she
gets-
She
snaps.
goes, "Leave." That
She
was
gets
loud.
a one-on-one,
Yeah.
and it's always interesting to see, you know, the confidence shift in people when they start getting time. And it's
yeah. Well,
and there's
based
nothing
on
wrong with it. Like what? It's like like people always say like, you know what you signed up for. It's like, no, you don't.
Right.
Like you don't know what it's like when you get in there, and all of a sudden. And the weirdest thing is when you actually start liking the person, you actually spend a day, and you're like, shit, I actually like no. And you know, sometimes it's like, yeah, you think you can marry him, but marry him or not, you're like, wow, no, I really like this person. I had a great day. We had a great conversation, and then it's like, well, how do I handle this now?
Jamie
It's
has
interesting.
two-tone hair. That's who I think.
Yes.
I think it's
Yes.
Jamie.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Jamie has two-tone hair. I think she is stunning, by the way. I didn't realize how beautiful she was till tonight.
Oh, Jamie, yeah.
Jamie, she's lighter skin with two-tone hair. She's got light eyes.
That's definitely who it is. 'Cause
I
she
said it a
has
couple
very
times
like
tonight, yeah.
wavy.
That
hair.
wavy, it's like beach
Yep.
hair.
Yep.
Who's
Yeah.
the girl that Ben kissed first? On the
Jennifer.
Jen. She's cute too.
Yeah, she was the one who
Yeah.
came back, and then the girls asked, "Did
Yeah,
you
she's
kiss
good
him?"
looking.
And she said, "Yeah." Okay, so any final thoughts before we wrap up on tonight, Nick?
It's gonna be a wild ride this
It's
season.
gonna be a wild ride.
Ben's gonna have a hard time because he has awesome girls.
Yeah, I feel like we saw a lot more of their awesome, I guess. for
Their
lack of a better word.
personalities.
Yeah.
Thank you. Personalities tonight.
You saw them in white shorts, so you're happy.
So,
Real ITV with B wanted to know what some of our predictions for Bachelor in Paradise
Reality
were.
TV.
Yeah, reality TV with B.
Lace.
Lace is a lock.
Lace, Olivia, Sam.
I don't know if Olivia would do that show.
I could
You?
see Sam. Sam seems like a
Sam for
would be
sure.
fun TV. She has a lot to say, and
Yeah.
she's great personality. The one who went home tonight with the raspy
Kayla?
voice. I don't know if Kayla.
Nah,
Kayla doesn't
not
seem like a.
Sam. No.
Kayla doesn't seem like a Bachelor in Paradise girl to me.
Really?
She might
Yeah.
though.
I think she's such a hopeless romantic. I think she would be like, yes, another
Mandy?
day of
I
fun.
think more relationships have come out
Duh.
of Bachelor in Paradise than have
It's very true.
per season. I mean, there's only 2,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Yeah, the ratio is very high. What
Yeah.
about Mandy? I think Mandy's a lot. Keep
Mandy.
Portland weird.
I definitely thought so. We'll see.
Yeah.
In the first episode.
She did go home kind of quick.
I didn't anticipate that.
Yeah, I
didn't
thought
see her going home
She
so
won the
early.
hurdles race at the gym class.
It's hard. I think
crushed
we'll
those hurdles.
see more
But she came off
real
so witty
players
in
in
the
paradise. It'll be the people who like stick around for a while but don't go that far.
Okay, so real quick, we're gonna go around. I want you to say if your top 4 has changed or who your top 4 are. We'll come to you last. Nick,
Cool.
who's your top
Who
4
was
right
my
now?
top 4 last one? Definitely Lauren. I mean JoJo. I think definitely that group date Rose.
Lauren, JoJo.
I think Olivia's gonna burn out.
So not Olivia.
I don't think. Yeah.
Lauren, JoJo.
And I don't know if it's because of the chemistry, but you see so much of Amanda. I just think there's a story around her. I think she'll be around for a while.
So Lauren B, JoJo, Amanda, and we need one more.
Who got the first date?
Kayla.
I guess maybe her.
Kayla. Kathy, who's your top 4 after tonight's episode?
I'm going to say Lauren B, JoJo are my top 2 actually.
Okay.
And then Kayla and Becca round out my top 4.
Kayla and Becca. Okay.
Mine don't change. They're the same.
Same?
Except for mine's JoJo. I think JoJo wins it. Lauren B, Amanda, Kayla, Becca.
Okay. Savannah,
You're already
top
calling
4.
winners. I just have my.
Amanda leaves 4th.
Yeah.
Kayla 3rd. Lauren B 2nd. And JoJo and
wins.
Ben fall in love.
Ooh.
It
See,
just seems too good. Now that we all pick JoJo, I'm like, crap, she's not gonna.
But I
didn't
don't
pick JoJo.
I don't
Either-
think a lot of people are thinking JoJo.
Both
Well,
of those
you're not
girls,
seeing a lot of JoJo.
Right,
yet.
right.
JoJo
Which
or
is actually-
Amanda, either of them could be Bachelorette too. I feel like
Yes.
both of them could carry the season
I would
in like they're
love to see
cute
Amanda as
and
Bachelorette.
beautiful
Me too.
and
Yeah.
have
She'd be
personalities.
Emily Maynard 2.0.
Yeah, because she
Yeah.
has 2 kids.
But
And she's just
how
so
old is
sweet.
she?
I love her.
How old is
25.
25.
She's
I
an
also don't
esthetician.
think that-
Rancho Santa
I don't
Margarita.
think that Amanda's going to stick around as long as the other girls because I think that when they get to maybe top 8, top 6, he's going to figure it out and let her go back to her kids if he's not feeling it. If he's feeling a stronger
Yeah.
connection with other people,
He's
he'll
gonna
send her
have to
home
have some
early.
sort of connection to keep her.
Yeah.
around.
I just want to clarify this because some people are asking. By the time we screen, we don't have time to watch the Bachelor after show before we do our show, so that's why we haven't referenced it in our show. So just so you guys know that are listening or watching live, that is what's going on with that. But that's our show for tonight. Gosh, we will be back next week. In the meantime, please check out Savannah's YouTube channel. Good God, Savannah, where can people find you until next time you join us?
You can find me on youtube.com/Savannah7448
Singing.
and my website.
Sang it.
That voice.
SavannahOuten.com.
And on Instagram and Twitter, you're on everything.
Everything. The real Savannah.
Brooks.
At Brooks Forrester on Twitter.
You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelley and on Instagram at Cathy Kelley.
Nick Viall on Instagram, and I don't even.
It's Viall
Same
Nicholas.
same
28.
problem I got. Okay, Danny.
It's like
Gosh.
so long.
I'm Danny Hoyt on everything, or you can find me on Snapchat at DannyHoyt47. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.